Hello, I'm John Weiler with the Sovereign Passage Assembly, and this is our daily brief for December 27th, 2018. We're going to continue on with our reading of Parashah Vayigash, which means then he drew near. And today we are going to focus on chapter 46 of Bere'shiyth, or Genesis. And we're going to read 1 through 34. Then we're going to discuss it. Now, when we do this, I would ask that if you are watching this, is that you have your word with you and you follow along. The important thing here is to not attach ourselves to the individual who's speaking, but attach ourselves to the words themselves. Okay, so let's go to Bere'shiyth, chapter 46. And Yashar'el took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices unto the Elohim of his father Yitzhak. And Elohim spoke unto Yashar'el in the visions of the night and said, Yaakov, Yaakov. And he said, Here am I. And he said, I am El, the Elohai of your father. Fear not to go down into Mitsrayim, for I will there make you a great nation. I will go down with you into Mitsrayim, and I will also surely bring you up again. And Yosef shall put his hand upon your eyes. And Yaakov rose up from Beersheba, and the sons of Yashar'el carried Yaakov their father, and their little ones, and their women, in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took their cattle and their goods, which they had gotten in the land of Canaan, and came into Mitsrayim. Yaakov and all his seed with him. His sons and his sons were with him, his daughters and his sons' daughters, and all his seed brought he with him into Mitsrayim. And these are the names of the children of Yashar'el, which came into Mitsrayim, Yaakov and his sons. Reuben, Yaakov's firstborn, and the sons of Reuben, Hanok, Palu, Hetzron, and Carmi, and the sons of Shimon, Yamuel, Yamin, Ohad, and Yakin, and Zolkar, and Shaul, the son of a Kenai woman, and the sons of Levi, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari, and the sons of Yehuda, and Onan, and Shalach, and Peretz, and Zerach. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan. And the sons of Peretz were Hetzron and Hamol, and the sons of Yisachar, Tola, and Pua, and Yov, and Shimron. And the sons of Zebulun, Chered, and Elon, and Yachleel. These be the sons of Leah, which she bore unto Yaakov and Padan Aram, with his daughter Dinah. All the souls of his sons and his daughters were 33. And the sons of Gad, Xiphon, and Chagi, Shuni, and Etzban, Eri, and Erodi, and Areli. And the sons of Asher, Yimna, and Yishva, and Yishvi, and Beriah, and Serach their sister. And the sons of Beriah, Chaver, and Malchiel. These are the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and these she bore unto Yaakov, even 16 souls. The sons of Rachel, Yaakov's woman, Yosef and Benjamin, and unto Yosef in the land of Mitsrayim were born Manasseh and Ephraim, which Asnath, the daughter of Potipharah, the priest of On, bore unto him. And the sons of Benjamin were Bela and Becher, and Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Achi, and Rosh, Mipim, and Hupim, and Ard. These are the sons of Rachel, which were born to Yaakov. All the souls were 14. And the sons of Dan, Chushim, and the sons of Naphtali, Yachzeel, Guni, Yetzer, and Shalem. These are the sons of Bilhah, which Laban gave unto Rachel his daughter, and she bore these unto Yaakov. All the souls were 7. All the souls that came with Yaakov into Mitsrayim, which came out of his loins, besides Yaakov's sons' women, all the souls were 66. And the sons of Yosef, which were born him in Mitsrayim, were 2 souls, and all the souls of the house of Yaakov, which came into Mitsrayim, were 70. He sent Yehuda before him unto El Yosef to direct his face unto Goshen, and they came to the land of Goshen. And Yosef made ready his chariot, and went up to meet Yashar'el his father to Goshen, and presented himself unto him. And he fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while. And Yashar'el said unto El Yosef, Now let me die, since I have seen your face, because you are yet alive. And Yosef said unto his brethren, and unto his father's house, I will go up and show Pharaoh, and say unto him, My brethren of my father's house, which were in the land of Canaan, are come unto me. And the men are shepherds, for their trade has been to feed cattle, and they have brought their flocks and their herds, and all that they have. And it shall come to pass, when Pharaoh shall call you, and shall say, What is your occupation? That ye shall say, Your servant's trade has been about cattle from our youth, even until now, both we and also our fathers, that ye may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Mitsrayim. So, we see at the beginning here that Yashar'el, Yaakov, begins his journey, but goes to Bere'shiyth first and offers the sacrifice according to the Torah at this point, to the way of Yahweh, unto Elohim. And Bere'shiyth is the well of the oath. So he goes down there and offers the korban, and the korban is the gift to approach Yahweh, and we'll learn about that later as we start to speak about the Torah in that way. And Elohim spoke unto Yashar'el in the visions of the night, and says his name Yaakov, and he says, Here am I. And then he says, I am El, the Elohai of your father. Fear not to go down to Mitsrayim, for I will there make you a great nation. I will go down with you unto Mitsrayim, and I will surely bring you up again, and Yosef shall put his hand upon your eyes. As Yosef, right now, out of the entire family, was living through the desire to be a servant of Elohim. Okay, from what we can gather from the text here, all right, from what is put out, through all the things that occurred to Yosef, he still had the concept that Elohim is in charge, or had the belief that Elohim is in charge, and that the things that occurred to him were by his will. He tells us, or we hear him speak to his brothers yesterday in chapter 45. He says, Yosef, this is verse 4, it says, And Yosef said unto his brethren, Come near, I pray you. And they came near, and he said, I am Yosef, your brother, whom ye sold into Mitsrayim. Now therefore be not grieved nor angry with yourselves that you sold me hither, for Elohim did send me before you to preserve life. So in the desire to follow Elohim, he saw his place there, okay? And he had very challenging things put in front of him, but he seemed not to waver. All right, and that's the lesson. That's a lesson for us here as we now begin to follow the way of Yahweh through Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay, and as we're studying the Torah, or the instructions of Yah, especially here, we're seeing what to do and what not to do. All right, and what happens to us and what happens around us. Okay, today through the account here given in Yah's instructions. So, all right. So he goes down, and Yosef shall put his hands upon your eyes, because the Ruach Elohim is on Yosef at this time. But before Yaakov went anywhere, he approached Yahweh. All right. So a korban and a korban olah. All right. When we talk about sacrifices here, it's actually korban. And korban is a gift. That's what that means. A gift to approach. And a korban olah would be like a fire offering. And the olah is to ascend. That's what that means. So a gift to approach, to ascend. And at this point, we don't know what type of sacrifice that Yaakov was presenting at Bere'shiyth, but it was a gift to approach, so a korban. So he's approaching Elohim, and Elohim says to him, because he's making this rather sweeping life change to go down into Mitsrayim, and he says, I am El, the Elohai of your father. So he not introduces himself, but announces, okay, who he is. Fear not to go down into Mitsrayim, for I will make you a great nation. I will go down with you into Mitsrayim, and I will also surely bring you up again. And Yosef shall put his hand upon your eyes. Okay, and this is in keeping with the promises all throughout Yaakov's life, okay, as he is in the area where he should be, and then leaves. Okay, goes to Lavan. Okay, goes north, and then the promises, I'll bring you back again, and then he does. And now he's going south, and then the promises, I'll make you a great nation again, and I'll bring you up again. Okay, so throughout life here, life has been challenging for Yaakov. It's been very good and very challenging for Yaakov. Okay, but regardless, Elohim did not waver. All right, that's another thing we need to take away from this, is that Yahweh doesn't change. All right, and that's praise Yahweh. What a wonderful thing to know that. Because he has these promises for the upright of El, his people, who are now, through Yahushua HaMashiach, Yachad, are beloved ones, okay, or as beloved sons of Yahweh. Okay, so it talks about the things that they bring with them. So they bring their stuff down to Mitsrayim, and then it tells all the names of the house of Yashar'el that go down into Mitsrayim. And all the names themselves with their meanings are up in our outline on the Sovereign Passage website, if you would like to use that outline for your study, your teaching. But anyways, the total that come out with Yaakov into Mitsrayim, that came out of his loins, besides Yaakov's sons' women, all the souls were 66, so that's 66. And the sons of Yosef, which were born him in Mitsrayim, were 2 souls. All the souls of the house of Yaakov, which came into Mitsrayim, were 70, so 70. Okay, so we got 70 that go down into Mitsrayim, 70 people. And now this will then become the house, or the group, or the people of Yashar'el. Yashar is the upright. Okay, Yashar means upright, as in standing upright, of El. Okay, and El is what we know of as God. Okay, today, God. But El is master. Okay, which is our master. Elohim is master of many powers. So he says in verse 3, he says, I am El, the Elohai of your father. Fear not to go down into Mitsrayim, for I will there make you a great nation. So Yashar, the upright of El, Yashar'el, the upright of El. Okay, so we got 70 of the upright of El are going to be dwelling in Mitsrayim. Now, we read here that they're going to a specific location called Goshen. Okay, Goshen is just an area of land that's going to be set aside. It'll be kind of on the outskirts of Mitsrayim proper. And it'll be given to Yashar'el because what we're told here in verse 34, it says, Then ye shall say, going to be presented in front of Pharaoh, because this is Yosef kind of helping him, talking him through about what's going to happen now, and this is, I'm going to present you in front of Pharaoh, is what I want you to say. So then you shall say, Your servant's trade has been about cattle from your youth even until now, both we and also our fathers, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination unto the Mitsrayim. Okay, to the Egyptians. They're an abomination, so they won't eat with them, they won't be around them, can't live with them. All right, so now there's a separate spot. So there's the land of Goshen, where the Ivrit, or the Hebrew, lives. and then the rest of Mitsrayim is around. Okay, so there we have it. We have a lot of things that we can be discussing here. There's a lot of rich items that we can pull out, and we will be having up with our understanding and our wisdom up on the Sovereign Passage website. But in these daily briefs, they're meant for today. Okay, they're meant for right now. And what can we be gleaning or learning or just contemplating as we go about our day now through what we've read in His Word? Well, the thing that stands out to me is Yashar'el. Okay, who is Yashar'el? Because we see the behavior of the brethren, the brothers, the sons of Yaakov. We see the behavior of Yaakov. And we also see that contrast, and what I mean by the brethren would be the 10 brothers, and then that contrast with Yosef, okay, who, son of Yaakov, Yashar'el, who is separated from Yaakov and the 11 sons, even Benjamin, but they're separated from him, Yosef is, by Elohim. And Yosef walks in the way of Elohim, meaning he follows out of faith, love, and devotion. And we see that all throughout his interactions with people. All right, as he is sold into slavery, really from his brothers from the beginning, brings an evil report about the sons of Zilpah and Bilhah, I think. But at the beginning of the Parashah, I have to look back here. 2 parshas ago, I believe, where we are introduced to Yosef. I'm sorry, I think I'm just wasting time here. It's Vayigash, excuse me. But it's in chapter 37. We see where Yosef comes in and he has an evil report of the sons of Zilpah and the sons of Bilhah, but what we know of evil is contrary to Yahweh. So the sons of Zilpah and the sons of Bilhah were behaving in contrary to the way of Yahweh, but Yosef knows the difference, and he comes in and tells his father what they're doing, and they don't like that, because Yosef is speaking the words of Yah, the words of Elohim, and they're not wanting it, they're not living it, they're not hearing it, and they're certainly not speaking it. So when they hear that, they get upset to the point to where they hate him. Okay, so they're walking, all the brothers, 10 brothers are walking contrary. We don't know about Benjamin, but the 10 brothers are walking contrary to the way of Yahweh. And Yosef is walking in the way of Yahweh, and they hate him. Okay, they hate him for it. Okay, Elohim has chosen Yosef to preserve life. Okay, that's what we get from yesterday's reading, to preserve life. Preserve the posterity of Yashar'el, and to preserve life of the world around through these years of famine. And Yosef stays single on the way of Yahweh. Now the brothers, on the other hand, had to have some help along the way, okay, from Elohim, so that their spiritual alignment would have been turned to where they would be single on the way of Yahweh. Yaakov the same, okay? And what we could tell here, because, leading up to the point that Yosef, where he finally releases Benjamin to come down, he was tied up with everything that he had in this world with his son Benjamin. He was so upset at the loss of Yosef that he shut down. His ruach died. And verse 27 from chapter 45, and he said, and he told them all the words of Yosef that he had said unto him, and when he saw the wagons which Yosef had sent to carry him, the ruach of Yaakov, their father, revived, because Yosef's alive. Okay? So there were things that were occurring within the house of Yashar'el that still were not complete in the way of Yahweh. The only one that was complete in the way of Yahweh that we're aware of here is Yosef. So now, going down, he's promised, Yaakov, Yashar'el, is promised that they'll be brought back to land of Canaan. And Yosef shall put his hand upon your eyes, okay, and help you to see. Okay, so now, Yashar'el then. We know what happens. Okay, we know what happens to Yashar'el. We're going to be studying the Exodus here very shortly. And what occurs and why they're coming out. Because right now they're separate, all right, from the world in Goshen. And the challenges that Yaakov was facing coming back down into the land of Canaan was assimilation, was becoming as the people around, the Canaanites, okay, and the trouble that occurred in Shechem with Dinah, and the resulting actions of Levi and Shimon. And then they picked up and left. They went further south away from that area. But what was occurring is they were behaving as the world, and it very well could be what they brought down from their grandfather's house, Lavan's, with their idolatrous practices and things like that. But the same concept, the same things are occurring with us as we come out of the world. We have idolatrous practices in just about every single thing that we do. Every single thing that we do is revolve some shape or form an idol. Something that takes the form of Yahweh, or God, or takes the form of Yahusha, or Jesus. Okay? Or something that we worship just in general, that we focus our entire life on, like money. Okay? Or power. Or fame. Okay? Things like that. It's still an idol. It's something that we are devoting our lives to. Yaakov had made an idol out of Yosef. Yaakov had made an idol out of Benjamin. Okay, something that they're devoting their lives to. It's taking that devotion away from Yahweh. All right, Yashar are the upright of El. That means that they walk in the ways of Yahweh. So let's go to Devarim chapter 10. Let's define Yashar'el. Okay, so this is Moshe. Devarim means words. It's Deuteronomy. Okay, Devarim means words. And now we're going to listen to Yahweh speaking through his prophet, or the one that he has chosen to speak his words, Moshe. That's what a prophet does. He speaks the words of Yahweh. So Yahweh speaking through Moses and defining who Yashar'el is. Okay, because this is very important for us today. So let's go to Devarim chapter 10, verse 12. And now Yashar'el, what does Yahweh Eloheka require of you but to fear Yahweh Eloheka, to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh Eloheka with all your hearts and with all your soul, to guard the commandments of Yahweh and his statutes, which I command you this day for your good. Behold, the heavens and the the heavens and the heaven of heavens belong to Yahweh Eloheka. The earth also, with all that therein is. Only Yahweh had a delight in your fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people, and it is this day. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. For Yahweh Elohim is Elohai ha-Elohim, God of gods, okay? And Adonai ha-Adonim, and Lord of lords. The great El, the mighty and the terrible, which regards not persons, nor takes reward. He executes the judgment of the fatherless and widow, and loves the stranger, in giving him food and raiment. Love ye therefore the stranger, for ye were strangers in the land of Mitsrayim. You shall fear Yahweh Eloheka, him shall you serve, and to him shall you cleave, and swear by his name. He is your praise, and he is your Elohim, that has done for you these great and terrible things, which your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down into Mitsrayim with 70 persons, And now Yahweh Eloheka has made you as the stars of heaven for multitude. Okay? So, this is Yashar'el, though. Okay, this is the definition. It says, now Yashar'el, what does Yahweh Eloheka require of you but to fear Yahweh Eloheka and to walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve Yahweh Eloheka with all your heart and with all your soul, and to guard the commandments of Yahweh and his statutes, which I command you this day for your good. And he says, behold, everything belongs to Yahweh Eloheka. The heavens, the heaven of heavens, the earth also, and all that is therein. Only Yahweh had a delight in your fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day. So he chose your fathers and you, as it is above this day. Yahweh, he has created everything. Everything is his, but he has chosen you, as it is this day. Circumcise therefore the foreskin of your heart, and be no more stiff-necked. For Yahweh Eloheka is Elohai ha-Elohim. So God of gods, how we rectify that phrase there, God of gods, and Adonai ha-Adonim, and Lord of lords. The great El, the mighty and the terrible, which regards not persons, nor takes reward. He executes the judgment of the fatherless and the widow, and loves the stranger, in giving him food and raiment. So we know food, his word, okay, and raiment. Okay, put on our robes of righteousness to change your clothes, go wash your clothes, okay, put on different clothes. We are changing, okay, changing our covering. So our covering now is what sanctifies us is the word of Yahweh. Our covering now is Yahushua HaMashiach, who is the word made flesh. Okay? So when we have robes of righteousness there, that is what we are putting on. The way of Yahweh through Yahushua HaMashiach. Okay? Because he is our Passover covering. Okay. So he says in verse 19, love ye therefore the stranger. For ye were strangers in the land of Mitsrayim. You shall fear Yahweh Eloheka. Him shall you serve, and to him shall you cleave, and swear by his name. He is your praise, and he is your Elohim that has done for you these great and terrible things, which your eyes have seen. Your fathers went down into Mitsrayim with 70 persons, 70 persons. And now Yahweh has made you as the stars of heaven for multitude, keeping with his promises. Okay, so that's Yashar'el, though. Okay, that is the upright of El. And these are the same things that Yahushua, the Messiah, HaMashiach, tells us, that if you love me, you'll keep my commands. We get that in one place, is in John 14. So he says to fear Yahweh, walk in his ways, and love him. Serve Yahweh with all your heart, with all your soul. So love him. Guard his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day for your good. That's all. This is what Yashar'el requires, okay, or what Yahweh requires of Yashar'el. Okay, so we know too that the Mashiach came for the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el. So let's go now and listen to the fulfillment of the Torah, or the pleru, the completeness or the fullness of the way of Yahweh, okay, from Yahweh, from the Word made flesh, okay, as is given to us in Yehukanan or John chapter 1. All right, so let's get how and what this means. Okay, so we know who Yashar'el is, the upright of El. And let's listen to a little bit more as to Yashar'el today. Okay, because that's who the Mashiach came for. It's the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el. He did not come for the world. He came for the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el. Okay, so chapter 10, let's go to Matthew chapter 10. And we're going to start at verse 1. And when he had called unto him his 12 Talmudim, he gave them power against unclean ruachoth, unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal all manner of sicknesses and all manner of disease. Now the names of the 12 apostles are these. First, Shimon, who is called Kepha, and Andri his brother, Yaakov, the son of Zebedee, and Yehuchanan his brother, Philip and Bartalmai, Taom and Matthiahu, the publican, Yaakov, the son of Chelef, and Leavoth, whose surname was Tadai, Shimon the Kenai, and Yehuda Iscariot, who also betrayed him. These 12 Yahusha sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the ways of the other nations, or into any city of the Shamarim enter ye not, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el. And as ye go, preach, saying, The kingdom of Yahweh is at hand. Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils. Freely ye have received, freely give. Provide neither gold, nor silver, nor brass in your purses, nor script for your journey, neither 2 coats, neither shoes, nor yet staves, for the workman is worthy of his food. And into whatsoever city or town ye shall enter, inquire who in it is worthy, and there abide till ye go thence. And when ye come into a house, salute it. And if the house be worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it be not worthy, let your peace return to you. And whosoever shall not receive you, nor hear your words, when you depart out of the house or city, shake off the dust of your feet. Amen, I say unto you, it shall be more tolerable for the land of Sodom and Amorah in the day of judgment than for that city. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, for a testimony against them and the other nations. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Ruach of your Father which speaks in you. And the brother shall deliver up the brother to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endures to the end shall be saved. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For amen, I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Yashar'el till the son of Adam is come. The Talmudi is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. It is enough for the Talmudi that he should be as his master, and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master of the house Baal-zebub, how much more shall they call them of his household? Fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in the darkness, that speak ye in light. And what ye hear in the ear, that preach ye on the housetops. And fear not them which kill the body, but are able to kill the soul. And rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in Gehenna. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall to the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Whomsoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And the man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and he that loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that takes not his cross and follows after me is not worthy of me. He that finds his life shall lose it, and he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. He that receives you receives me, and he that receives me receives him that sent me. He that receives a prophet in the name of a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward, and he that receives a righteous man in the name of a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. And whosoever shall give to drink unto one of these little ones a cup of cold water, only in the name of a Talmudi, amen, I say unto you, he shall in no wise lose his reward. Okay, now, these are very powerful words here for those of us who have come out of the world. We understand exactly what this means because we have given up much. We hope to give up everything. Everything. Okay. So, let's talk about what Yahushua is speaking here. Okay. The Ruach Elohim is speaking to us. Calls his 12 Talmudim or his disciples together, and he sends them forth, and he says, do not go the way of the other nations. Go not into the way of the other nations. And into any city of the Shamaronim enter not, Samaritans, Shamaronim, but rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el. Who are the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el? Well, today or any day really, the definition that is given through Devarim, chapter 10, for those who guard and cleave and love and serve and devote are Yashar'el, to the way of Elohim, not going into the way of the other nations. Okay, to go into the way of the other nations, this is what we've actually come out of today. All right, we're coming out of the nations and into any of the city of the Shamaronim enter you not, but rather to the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el. We're being called back home today. Now, something that's occurring is being given labels to it. You hear a lot of Torah keepers. Okay, I'm a Torah keeper, or a part of a Torah movement, or a Hebrew roots movement, things like this. You're part of these things. We are, what is actually occurring is Yahweh is fulfilling his promises. Okay, just like we read with Yaakov, okay, the promises given to him, the promises that Moshe gives, all right, Yah through Moshe, his prophet, and then through the rest of the prophets in the Nevi'im and Ketuvim about bringing his people home. Okay, Moshe tells us when we seek righteousness. Okay, when all this stuff comes to pass, the blessings and the curses of what will occur with this group of people and the group of people to come that enter into the land given to them by Yahweh, and they walk away from Yahweh and are then divorced, that Yahweh will bring them back. And what's happening today is that fulfillment. So for us to put a label, us as human beings, saying, yeah, I'm part of this group right here. I am a Torah keeper. I am part of the Torah movement. I'm part of the Hebrew roots movement. Are you? Are you these things? The challenge here is how are we seen? Okay? It doesn't matter what label we're putting on ourselves. It is how are we seen by those by whom we profess to serve. That is the most important thing. How are we seen? Are we the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el? Because that is who Mashiach came for. And if we say yes, of course, then are we behaving like this? Okay? Are we behaving like it? Because we have the example here of the fullness of the way of Yahweh, and we should walk as he walked. Yahushua HaMashiach. Yahweh gives us that gift of repentance for forgiveness, so now we can repent and turn back to his way and to know him through his word, which Yahushua HaMashiach gave. Okay? He proclaimed his name. And now we have that ability, and given to us through the Ruach HaKodesh to understand it. The Ruach Emet, or the Spirit of Truth. Okay, the truth is the word of the way, the name, who Yahweh is. Okay, so Yashar'el, the upright of El, follow with a true heart. Seek him, because Yashar'el, the upright, wants him. Okay, that's love. I want to be with Elohim. And we're given that only that opportunity through Yahushua HaMashiach. He is our door back into relationship. Okay? So he sent forth his Talmudim to go out, and he's speaking, but he's speaking directly to us, because are you a disciple of Yahushua? Do we profess ourselves to be a follower of the Lamb? Do we follow the Lamb wherever he goes? Okay, that's a challenge. That's very, very challenging. That's challenging for every one of us here that's alive and breathing in this world at this moment. Very, very hard. Because he tells us here, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. But beware of men. But beware of men. For they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues, and ye shall be brought before governors and kings for my sake, in a testimony against them and the other nations. But when they deliver you up, take no thought how or what ye shall speak, for it shall be given you in that same hour what ye shall speak. For it is not ye that speak, but the Ruach of your Father which speaks in you. But the brother shall deliver brother up to death, and the father the child, and the children shall rise up against their parents, and cause them to be put to death. And ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endures to the end shall be saved. But when they persecute you in the city, flee to another. And amen, I say unto you, you shall not have gone over the cities of Yashar'el till the son of Adam is come. You're going to be hated, okay? Even if people can speak peaceably to you to an extent, they hate you. And they don't know why. We would not know why. We would not stay around somebody like ourselves now, who constantly speak the word of Yahweh, okay? The words of Elohim, the Ruach HaKodesh, the Ruach of Elohim is speaking through us now, with these springs of living water coming out of our mouths, and people don't want it. They don't even want to be around you, and they don't know why. We were the same way. We know why. We know why, what's causing that. Yahushua tells us that because their deeds are evil, and they love the darkness. We speak the way of Yah, which is light and life. Righteousness is according to the way of Yah. And people hate that. And they don't know. It's not even an active thought in their mind unless they are cleaving to their idols. Okay? Unless it goes against what they have set up as God and what they have set up as their Savior Jesus. Because this goes directly against it. Because this is Yahushua telling us right here that you're going to be hated. People do not want to hear this. Just like they never wanted to hear it from the beginning, from what we're studying right now. I mean, the 10 brothers of Yosef hated him to where they couldn't even speak peacefully to him, and then they wanted to kill him, wanted to murder him, because he's speaking the words of Elohim. Okay? That's our example here. This is all throughout his word, that when we follow the way of Yahweh, we beware men, because men hate Yahweh. And I think that for us, especially coming out of this world, we should really do not lose that understanding. Do not forget who you were, and do not forget where you came from. Because that helps with understanding. Okay, that helps you to be wise as serpents, as it's put here, and harmless as doves. Because the people that you come into contact with that are reacting in that way with hatred and desire for murder, Okay, the murder comes here. Okay, it originates in our spirit, right? We kill with words. And then eventually, as that festers and grows, and if it persists, it'll manifest in action. Okay, which is what we saw with Yosef's brothers, all right? So, but if we keep that concept, or keep that remembrance of who we are, or who we were, and always remember who we are too, praise Yahweh, but who we were, then it'll help us to understand the state of sickness and the state of pain, those who are in the darkness that they're in and what they're going through, because we were going through the same things. All right. Now, we're not called for conflict at all. All right. We're called for healing. That's the words that we speak. That's the words of Elohim. Okay. So we don't come up here and say our own words about, Jesus and God and what Yahusha says and what he wants and stuff, because he tells us all this stuff. He tells us what it is. So we just read his word and then we internalize it. We're discussing it right now as to how to apply it. Who we are, first of all, and who we profess to be versus who we are, how we're seen by our Creator and our Savior, Yahusha, our Yahweh Yahusha, and then what that means for us. Because we're not called just to sit around and say, yeah, I'm doing this and doing that. Well, we're called to do what he tells us to do here. Okay? We're sent forth. We're to go forth and to speak these words of healing to whoever has the ears to hear it. Okay? Through the will of Elohim. All right? So, this is something here that we have to really internalize, because this will affect us and how fruitful we are in working for the kingdom of Yahweh. Okay? And he says, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, and he that endures to the end shall be saved. And he says, but when you persecute you in this city, flee to another. For amen, I say to you, you shall not have gone over all the cities of Yashar'el till the son of Adam comes. Then he says, the Talmud is not above his master. He says, pay attention here. Look what happened to me. Nor a servant above his Lord. Is it enough that for the Talmudi, the disciple, that he be as his master, and the servant as his Lord? And if they call the master of the house Baal-zebub, the Lord of the flies, all right, how much more shall they call them of his household? He says, look what they said about me. Are you going to expect to be treated any differently? They murdered Mashiach. Okay, for us to see what happened. They murdered him. All right? So he says, for how much more shall they call them of his household? But he says, fear them not. Therefore, there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. And then he says, what I tell you in the darkness, that speak ye in light. And what you hear in the ear, preach upon the housetops. Do not be afraid. This is your job. You know who you are, the upright of El. You know where you will be. Stay on this path and follow me. And fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him that is able to destroy both soul and body in Gehenna. Okay, which is the rubbish heap. Okay, are not two sparrows sold for a farthing, and one of them shall not fall to the ground without your Father? But the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore ye of more value than many sparrows. Okay. Whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him I will confess also before my Father which is in heaven. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. We were bought by Yahweh through Yahusha. Okay, he was our propitiation. He took the place of our consequence of apostasy or walking away from the way of Yahweh. Okay, that is what Yahusha did. Yahweh did for us through Yahusha. Now, for us so we can enter back into our relationship, which is repentance. Now for us to say no or no thank you, I'm not going to do that, we have just denied the gift, okay, and treated as common or profane the blood of that covenant, okay? So we have to think about this when we hear these words, but whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny before my Father which is in heaven. We deny the gift of repentance for forgiveness. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Now this is something that we understand, those of us who have come out of the world, because this will separate us completely from those who we love in this life, that we have grown up with and have spent our entire lives around. The moment that we turn away from the things of this world and turn to His glorious light, we will not see them again. Okay? And if there is perchance a relationship that where it's of speaking terms or whatever, it will end. It will end. Because as we turn to the way of Yahweh, as we watch the 10 brothers, as they change, as Yaakov, all right, the things that Elohim was working through Yosef, their brother, the same things are occurring here to us. We will seek Him, seek righteousness with everything that we have out of devotion, to the point where the Ruach HaKodesh is the living water, the wells of living water, speaking His name, speaking His word. And then people will hate you. They will hate you, and they cannot be around you. And they will not know why. And they will have it in their mind for a certain reason, for a certain thing, but regardless, they will stay away from you. Okay? They will stay away from you. And that relationship will be over. But Yahusha tells us here, I've come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And the man's foes shall be they of his own household. That's really challenging. That's challenging for everybody. Every single person that is now accepting this wonderful gift given through Yahusha of repentance and changing our lives, that we all have to overcome it. And it's hard, and it takes time. It takes time, and it takes understanding through knowledge, understanding, and wisdom through the Ruach HaKodesh, through the way of Yahweh, through the immersion of the Word. So we understand the way. And then we have the Ruach HaKodesh, which gives us the healing ability, gives us this endurance to come through these moments like this. Very challenging, but it's part of being the upright of El. And he says, he that loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that takes not his cross and follows after me is not worthy of me. He that finds his life shall lose it. And he that loses his life for my sake shall find it. Boy, that's tough. That is really, really, really hard. Very hard. But we take heart because we have our comforter. We have our teacher. We have the way. We have everything that we need to be successful here. We have everything we need for healing. It is a challenge. But we have to remember who we were before coming to the knowledge of the truth and who we are now. Okay? Because even though these things are hard at this moment, they get easier. Life is a challenge for us, and it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be our proving ground for who we love. Who do we love? And who do we follow? Who do we say we are? And who are we really? But we have direction. We are given tools. We're given the abilities to accomplish our mission as Yashar'el, which is to go forth to the lost sheep of the house of Yashar'el and speak the words of healing, the living water that is given to us through Yahushua HaMashiach, the Ruach HaKodesh. So, what an amazing gift, okay? What an amazing understanding. Praise Yahweh, because we have this, we've been given this ability now to understand His Word through the outpouring of His Spirit. This is also how we know that Mashiach is near. Praise Yahweh. So, we just need to endure. Okay, so I hope that this reading of His Word has blessed you as it's blessed me. And I hope that this has given you something to truly think about and also to fall back on when the times get hard. Okay, we seek Him. We seek Him with everything that we have. Praise Yahweh. Have a wonderful day today. Thank you.